How to create wealth investing in real estate. Welcome back. Now, I'm Ted Thomas, and over the last few decades, I've watched dozens of people create great wealth in real estate using many different ways. So this episode is all about how to create wealth investing in real estate. Now, as I say, I'm Ted Thomas, and I've been involved in real estate as an investor since 1972. Started out with small condominiums and single-family homes. Then I grew to buying office buildings, small apartments. Then I grew to buying big apartments, 16 acres with 300 units and that kind of thing. So I have a little experience at this. So I'll kind of take you on a little journey here and show you how you can make money in real estate. Now, it's not always easy like the books claim, and it would be nice if the economy always stayed level, but it doesn't. The economy has ups and downs, and that changes the whole ballgame. Sometimes it creates an actual train wreck. So I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Now, I'm going to finish this video in a very short period of time, but I'll end the video by telling you about two big mistakes that people make at the tax defaulted auction. I want to make sure that you avoid those mistakes, so stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll be right back. Now, I'd like to share many different ways to help you get wealthy. Real estate works as a wealth builder, but you have to give it some thought. You don't want to get too leveraged with a lot of bank debt or debt from lenders, because if you have a change in the economy, you're not going to be able to make it, because when there changes in the economy, interest rates go up and down. So many people start learning this business very basically at local real estate clubs, and they're learning from all of the peers at the club. This is going to be at a different level, okay? We want you to rise up and be able to do this yourself. So I know that people learn that in the real estate club, and they buy those used and abused properties, and they paint them and clean them, and they kind of re-engineer them. But those properties are okay, but it's very difficult to make it in that rental business. Everyone envies the people that do the building, the developers. For example, people build a high-rise building. That's creating value, and when you create value, that's the way to make money in real estate. So those builders build in value. Now, home builders do the same thing. They build in value because they take an open field, they'll put 100 houses in there, they'll put roads in, they'll put water in, they'll do everything that's necessary to build value. Value is the key in real estate. All right, now we're going to talk about different ways to make money. Now, the stock market, nothing wrong with the stock market, but it goes up and it goes down. So if you're able to handle that kind of volatility of the up and down, then the stock market might be good for you. So many people want to make a quick buck. You hear about that on late night television. You hear about that in real estate books. Well, fortunes are lost the exact same way. People trying to make a quick buck. Now, for some reason, everybody thinks real estate's going to go up 5 or 10%. The real estate books say that. Those hotel seminars say that. All right, real estate is a workhorse. It's a slow-moving workhorse. It will make you money if you're patient. If you think it's a speedy racehorse, you're in the wrong business. You've got to create value with it. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy less than market. You're going to do some planning. You're going to have some patience. You're going to build in systems to make money. That's the way you're going to make money. There's not going to be the quick buck that you think there is, but there's plenty of ways for you to enjoy this. Now, if you happen to be a tax lien certificate investor, I'm going to talk about those, but if you don't know what your state pays, you're probably not too interested. Tax lien certificates pay 16, 18, 24% interest rates. And if you'd like to know about your state, just send me a note when we finish this. Below me, you can send me a note and say, Ted, how much does my state pay? Well, I'll be glad to tell you that, and I'll send you back a note, and I'll send you a little gift that'll help you out. All right, so this lesson is all about how to create wealth investing in real estate, okay? Now, when the whole market's going in one direction, you might want to think about that. So if everybody's doing the same thing, that's what happens in our real estate crisis. Everybody gets on the bandwagon, they all do the same thing. Then when the market has trouble because it's overbuilt or overlent, then what's going to happen? The whole thing comes down. So you might want to start thinking being a contrarian. Now, contrarian does things a little bit different. Entrepreneurs do things different. So if you're one of those people, it's okay to think about this. Real estates will have cycles up and down, just like the economy will have cycles. If you buy at the top of a cycle, you might be in trouble, and you might get there very, very quickly. Because when that cycle comes down, people lose everything. I'm a man of experience, and I can tell you about that, and I will in another video. All right, so everybody tells you real estate is going to go up 5 or 10%. What if it doesn't go up? The point is, real estate doesn't always go up 5 or 10%. It usually, according to the real facts, 100 years, maybe it goes up 1% a year. There's facts that will actually prove that. So what do you need to do? You need to create value. So the shopping center, when the guy built that out, the developer, he created value. Brand new houses create value. Now there's another way to create value that the little guy can do, and they can buy distressed property. Now I don't mean go out and buy foreclosures and pay too much money for them. I mean learn about tax defaulted auctions. Learn about these tax properties because the local government sells those properties for 10 cents, 20 cents, and 30 cents on the dollar. The best market there is the tax defaulted property market. So what are we talking about today? I'm talking about creating wealth in real estate. There's all kinds of real estate. You could put money into big shopping centers. You could put money into high-rise buildings. I'm talking about creating value by buying at county tax defaulted auctions. When you buy there, you're going to buy for absolute pennies, 10, 20 cents on the dollar. Now you have a gain between the 20 cents on the dollar and the 100 cents on the dollar for market value. You've got to build in the value. If you don't build in value, you're not going to be able to make money in real estate. Now, there's 5,000 tax auctions annually. They're taking place all the time. That's 100 tax defaulted auctions every single week. Value is created because, number one, you're going to take a property and you're going to purchase it at the auction. That, number one, is going to help the local county. It's going to help the local county because they're going to be able to put it back on the tax roll. Investors like it because they're buying properties as cheaply as you could possibly get them. Now, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to get yourself in the place where you need a pickup truck and a bunch of toolboxes so you go fix these. You want to buy these properties in decent enough shape so you can resell them to someone that does want to do that. I don't believe in getting a pickup truck, and I don't believe in getting a toolbox and fixing these properties up. So you want to try to get value by buying it correctly and then reselling it and getting it back on the tax roll. All right, now before I finish, I want to make sure I do a couple of questions. So here they come. You have less than 10,000. Well, okay, let's think about this. You're going to really need to learn about tax defaulted auctions, and you probably should start out with just a residential lot, not with a house on it, just a residential lot that's already been built out, because there's always about 25% of all auctions will have residential lots, which you can buy below, way below the value of the property. In other words, the tax assessed value might be $40,000, and you could get it for $20,000 or $10,000. So let me say that again. The value might be $40,000, but you might be able to get it for 25 cents on the dollar and put your $10,000 to work, resell it for 50 cents on the dollar, and you make yourself a handful of money. Okay, now you got $100,000. Well, all right then. By that, if this is your first experience and you've never done anything, do exactly what I just said a minute ago. Do the same thing. Buy a residential lot. Try and get it for 25 cents on the dollar and resell it. Just keep all your other money in reserve. Now that you know how to do it and you've learned your lesson, you made a profit, do it again and again and again. Okay, so time for me to finish up. I talked about mistakes. Newcomers and experienced investors make a lot of mistakes, especially at the auction. Now, here's the two mistakes they make. Number one, they buy properties they haven't seen. So don't bid on those properties if you haven't seen them. What if there was a hurricane? What if there was a fire? What if there was a flood? What if something happened to that property? When you invest, you're going to invest your money with the government. They don't say anything about giving it back. They're not giving it back. You're buyer beware. When you buy this property, make sure you've seen it. The second big auction is many people bid at auctions and they don't have an exit strategy. Well, how can you bid if you don't know what the selling price is? You could easily overbid. So that's the second big mistake. All right, so that's time for us to button it up. I have a home study course for all of you. It's called a Quick Start. All right, now this Quick Start is an easy way for you to learn. It's a home study course. It's only a few hours time. It's all on video. Guess what? You can learn about tax lien certificates and tax defaulted property. It's going to be my gift to you. Let me say that again. It's going to be my gift to you, and all you have to do is register below, and I'll send you my gift.